Hi, this is Daddy Brain, and this is Multisensory Monday. I'm going to show you a few iPad apps that I use with our kids to practice sight words or handwriting, proper formation of the letters. So the first one, let me scroll over here, I have a ton of apps on here. First one is just called Draw Stars. Draw with Stars from Les Scapido. There. And basically, it's just an app where when you put your finger down, you get this cool little line of stars that move and wiggle, and you get some cool sounds. There's some different settings you can do. There's a way to undo these. Let's see. No. Okay, yeah, so you can change the size of the stars. You can change the color of the stars. You can change which way they spin, or if they don't spin at all. You can actually change the background image to anything you want. You can take a picture of something. And then if you hit here, remove all, then they go away. So you could practice, say you're practicing one of your units / rhymes / glued sounds, right? And you must say, I-N-D says eind. I-N-D says eind. Or do a sight word like said. S-A-I-D, said. Okay, so that's one. That's a free app. Another one that you can use to practice your sight words or handwriting is called Buckboard. Okay, my Blackboard is just a blackboard. And unfortunately it has some ads because I believe this one's also free. But it's a very realistic kind of chalkboard app. So let's say I can select my different colors of chalk down here, and let's say I want to practice forming, say I want to do some cursive. I'm going to practice cursive and C-A-T for cat. Okay, so I'm going to go C. You can hear it kind of makes a little chalk noise, just like a regular chalkboard. C-A-T, cats, right? And then you can even do a wet, dry, try kind of thing on here with the sponge. If you know Handwriting Without Tears, this is what they do to practice their letters for handwriting. And then, as you can see, it dries just like a regular chalkboard would. There's some different settings on here too. You can make it lined or writing lines. Which apparently doesn't work right now. Yep. And then you can make it squares. There's all sorts of stuff you can do. So, you know, if you're doing any kind of Montessori work, of course, they use a lot of chalkboard. You can also change it to a black chalkboard. The chalk thickness, chalk shape, sound effects, whether or not you have those, if the sponge is wet or dry. Parent mode. So there's all sorts of different stuff you can do. So say I wanted to do sight word, let's say were. W. And I could do a different E. R. E. Says were. So it looks pretty cool. It looks just like a chalkboard. I personally hate chalk because it's dusty and makes me sneeze, so this is a nice alternative to that. And this could easily be used as a center, right? If you have a classroom, iPad, you can make a little center with this. Okay. Another thing I want to show you is my favorite, Art of Glow. So Art of Glow is like those other ones that we just looked at, except it's got tons of different shapes, and it's got tons of different glowy things. This one, I believe, is also free. I think there's a free and a paid version. But basically, as you can see, hold on. So one thing you have to do when you set up this app is you have to make sure certain settings are a certain way or it won't work for writing. So speed has to be 0. Blink has to be, actually, I'm not sure if blink has to be 0, but turn rebirth on. All the other stuff can be changed. And then in here, you can select if you want a certain shape or if you want it to just be random or cycle through them all. Excuse me. And And then you can do fully random color, or you can just make it all purple, right? So there's a bunch of different settings. Your kids will probably figure this out in like 5 seconds. And then that's how you clear it. You go to the tool and you hit clear. That's how you erase. Okay. So let's say practicing my glued sound all. Okay. I'm going to say all. A, L, L. So it's all. And you notice it did a different shape for each finger stroke I did, because that's the setting I had it on. Say you wanted to practice your sight words and your kid is actually writing cursive. They could do says, S, A, Y, S. Yay! As you can see, it's a really, really, really fun. And then they can go like this and make a bunch of different shapes. And they can play around with it for a while. And then you say, okay, time for a new one. Clear. You could do your spelling words on here too if you have a spelling list you're going off of. Say you're working on all, let's just say, okay, your next word to spell is mall. And then they could go M-A-L-L, mall. Right, so they don't like purple. You can actually make it fully random colors, which is, I think, the coolest way to do it. Oh, you hit clear and then done. Say you want to spell small. S-M-A-L-L. You notice it did a different shape and like rainbow colors for all of them. So super fun app. Okay. This one is called Art of Glow and developed by, let's see. I think if you just search the App Store for Art of Glow, you'll definitely see it. All right. So that is it for my Multisensory Monday this week. Thank you. Bye-bye.